Alright,
Yo, we're live. We're recording. What's up, Chris Granja?
what's up, man? What's up? We both getting down.
Yeah, man. So I think this is a long time coming. This whole collaboration.
Most of it is. I mean, we go back decades, but back then we didn't have this technology, so now we do. And yeah,
Yeah, exactly. We didn't have this shit back in the day. So this is our first attempt. Everybody who's listening, let me just fill everybody in. It's me and my homie. Serpo and Kalashnikov Red over here. We've been making music forever. And we're doing a podcast, and it's called The Rapper's Corner. Welcome to The Rapper's Corner. We're going to be interviewing rappers all around the world and giving you guys like us our like, just personal banter that goes on every day, get to know us and the people we have on the show and cool stuff that's going on in the world. We'll check stuff out and talk about it and have fun.
all right, yeah, man. Like how he said, man, it's a long time coming, and we've had this idea forever, but
Yeah, that's true.
we never really had the technology at the time, or well, we can do it now. So I guess that's what matters. And
Yeah.
yeah, they're like hip hop is going to be the main thing that we speak on, but at the same time, we can grow anywhere from a cult to the spiritual to the political to the philosophical. That's obviously, and that's
Yeah, yeah. That's like the whole point is to politic. I want to politic. I want yeah. The whole point is to politic. With ourselves and just be ourselves and have the guests be themselves when they come and we have them moving forward. I want everybody to be able to politic, and just have fun and talk on here. And I mean, I think since it's a rapper's corner, a lot of rappers got a lot of stuff to say. We've been saying so much over the years. As Kalashnikov read, you've been a political type rapper for a long time now. So that's something really interesting. If people are into politics and you want to hear a good rapper, like you gotta, if you don't know, now you know. You gotta check out Kalashnikov Fred's stuff. My homie right here has got some really good stuff. It's definitely like if you're open to anything from Rage Against the Machine all the way to what's his face,
to the more extreme.
Immortal Technique or something like that. My homie got all that going down. Like he's been doing it just as long too. So it's all there. Yeah,
Yeah, so I
and
mean,
he knows his shit too. So
like I don't know if you guys can see this, but boom, 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 boom.
yeah, yeah, hell yeah.
So yeah, it's just to hang out. You know what I mean? It's gonna be pretty cool. Cool. So I guess we'll tell. Let me tell you, I guess how we came about and how this whole thing came. Right. So like me and Sabrov go back to like what mid was it middle school or was it high? No, middle school.
Middle school, yeah.
And at first like we didn't talk about making music, and it was more art.
Art and girls.
Art and girls, and so like time went by. You know how high school is. You got your cliques and stuff, but like at the same time, like Amin was always, or the puff was always
I mean, it's
invited all all cliques. He was never like he had his own crew, but he was accepted by everybody. So like
that's because I had the weed, man.
everybody knew him. I mean, his he was known as Roach. So like everybody knew him, and like so me and him, like we maintained for our friendship throughout the years, and then we had class like way later after we first met, and with this class that we had, I remember. We didn't do nothing in that class, man. Was- we didn't even take pencil.
Yeah, like our
Nothing.
teacher was like, "Hey guys, I just want you to try."
Try and I'll pass you. So like, but yeah, one day we were sitting next to each other, and I was writing a verse. So what I like to do, how I started this whole thing was back in like sixth grade. I used to listen to rap, and I used to like write down what I thought they were saying on a piece of paper, and from there, like we went into like eighth grade, and I we had back then we had these calculators that you can type. It was like a TI-82 or whatever. And you type
Yeah, yeah,
like a story, like paragraphs.
yeah.
So what me and my friend in math class used to do was do the same thing. Start to the music and then write down what we thought they were saying. So then once that we got that idea of how to actually construct a rap song, like it was like that for me. You know what I mean? So then I elevated to the point or evolved to the point where I was just writing my own stuff. I mean, granted, it was ABC 1 2 3 type of stuff, but the idea was there.
Well, wow. I mean, you're young as hell too,
Yeah,
at the time too. So
the idea was there, and like Surpus sits next to me and he sees me. I'm writing like my verse down, and
like, how do you do that?
yeah, what you doing? How you doing that? And I was like, well, this is rap, and this is how you write. Got 4 lines, and put that, so forth. Like he was more into 9 Inch Nails, but he did get down with like Cypress Hill, and I love Cypress Hill. So like we talked a lot about Cypress Hill, and that was it. Like that was it. We didn't do like we had class, graduated that year, and then whatever, and we went on to the next year. And I guess if you want to go from there, you can.
I mean, so basically, back when we first started working together, it was just kind of like we weren't even working together. We were in school together. I mean, that's what it was. Like, and I was into music. You were into music. You were doing rap, and I was doing rock. And then we had a class together, and we were like, I wouldn't say the class clowns or anything like that. We were not trying to be funny or do whatever, but we didn't want to like do the like kill like dissect the frog so we get sent outside, whatever, They're like, all right, we'll leave. Teachers, if you're not gonna do it and go outside, fine. But then like and we were yeah we had like art and this and liking girls and stuff like this and we see each other in the hallway even like we didn't even have classes sometime before we even had that biology class we'd just be like what's up and like to each other like and down the hallway like it's like I've known this guy forever like hey it's you I see you like hey what's up you know
Yeah, like I said, he was accepted into and invited into every group and clique. Like I knows, and we thought of him as family. So
yeah yeah yeah. Yeah, yeah, uh, that was some good times, and then so like when it came to yeah, I didn't know how to write rap, and I was like writing rock songs, and I was like, hey, how do you do that? Because I'm seeing him, and he teaches me like, and instead of doing our classwork, he's teaching me how to write raps, and which changed everything for me. Because years later, then I end up hitting him up and I went from making rock music to like hip hop beats and then freestyling and then saying, "Man, last time I learned how to write was with you. Like I want to work with you and let's make a group and do something with music." Yeah.
yeah, man.
Well, yeah, and other things too between like even when I was like messing around with drum machines, I'd be like, "Yo, check this out. Like, can you rap to it?"
Yeah, I remember going to your house once and seeing that, and I was like, "What is that?" You got to remember the context that I was coming from. Like I was like literally, we had one tape player, had another tape player, and one of those mini tape players that you like. And like one tape player would have like a song or an on tape, and we would take that tape and tape up the tape and move the tape and put a different part of the tape onto that tape and then paste it, or
Yeah.
you have a sample. So you'd have something, 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 bitch, it's curtain.
I forgot. What do they call that? They call that wasn't that like how breakbeat was done originally? I forget what that is, but yeah, we were splicing.
Used
We were splicing
like
like
manually splicing and
like
retaping.
making yeah,
Yeah, so that was where I was coming from, and I was like using.
yeah.
And then I had another tape player that actually played the beat, and then I had the little tape player that I would have to like spit right next to the speaker so I can record the beat and record.
And that was with John too, right?
So I had a like I, my whole rap career like started really young, but like I've had many different groups and many different like trials and tribulations. But when I got with the Puff, that changed everything. It's like at that point, prior,
I remember hearing some of those songs. They were on point. They were cool, man. Even with like what you guys did, it was cool. Dead Poets.
yeah,
What
that poet, I want to say society, but
DPS.
yeah, DBS.
Dead
Um,
Poet Society. Yeah, yeah.
and so that was my world. You know what I mean? Like that was coming into. So when I went to his house and I started seeing that he had equipment, and to me it was like a brand new fucking world. You know what I mean? Like, so when he started explaining, okay, this is a drum machine, this is what it does. In my mind, like I was still like, this is a different fucking language. I don't understand. So I was like, yeah, it's cool, but I mean, can you do hip hop? We're like, yeah. I was like, how? You were like trying to explain to me, but in my head, I was just, I. So my reality was not using my own beats, doing it like putting the tape, like how I explained it.
Yeah. Yeah, I did the same thing though. I had the tapes too, but I didn't do hip hop with that because that wasn't where I was at. I was doing ambient music with the tapes, and making like crazy trippy music, you know. That's that's how I started. Even with that drum machine you saw, like I still didn't even know hip hop. Remember when you came with that drum machine? Like I just had like rock hard rock beats or something like industrial, like boom boom boom. I'm like, can you rap to this? like oh shit, what is this like thing?
Thing. So like, so even like, okay, so I get a phone call. Now at the time that I get this phone call,
Oh yeah, that's later. Yeah.
this is later. This is when we were teens, and after that, like that class that we had together, like we kind of went our own ways, but we didn't. We were still like saying what's up. I mean, we still had another class that was that health class, but like we were not in the same sphere as you can say, right?
Yeah, no, I actually was out of school. I
Yeah,
left.
you were out. So like I had a girlfriend. I had just broken up with this girlfriend, and she was my first love. So at the time, plus some other shit that went down with my family, but at the time that like that I got received this call, like I was in my worst of the worst, right? So like I didn't give a fuck about anything, absolutely nothing. It was just whatever came was whatever happened, whatever it is, whatever it was. And I get this phone call, and it's you, and I hear on the other end, hey man, like you still rap? And I was like, yeah, like, and he's like, do you want to rap? And I was like, what do you mean? Like what? Like, so in my head, like I said, it was still that world of like the most ghettoest way to make music. And then at the time that he called, like I wasn't even making music. I was just in a different world with fucking girls and all that shit. So like no, the music thing has had stopped for me, but deep inside it was always there. Like I was always listening to hip hop, the latest hip hop thing. Like that's the same way I talk.
Yeah, I mean, even the friends you surrounded yourself with, like Khalil and John.
Yeah, so we all had, like I said, we all had our, like my evolution started young.
Well, you still hang out with, but yeah.
Yeah, like John was this one cat that, I met in sixth grade, but he was a nerd. He had a he had a suitcase in sixth grade. Who does that? And and but in eighth grade or seventh grade, he comes up to me through one of my friends. My friend's like, "Yo, he raps," and I was like, "I don't give a shit." He flows, and he amazing. Like he's one of those guys that is very talented and knows how to fucking make his talent on point. I mean, in comparison, he can flow like Bone. In comparison, he can flow like, for the new generation Eminem. In comparison, he can flow. He's up there in caliber. So that was like the first guy that I was making music with, and so on and so forth. Like legit, and through him, we had like other MCs join our little crews, and we had like maybe 3 or 4 crews that we had until
Yeah.
I got that call. Oh well, until I got the girlfriend.
Well, yeah. You already doing stuff. DPS was before Koga Monks.
Yeah, yeah. So we had our little thing, but again, it was different people's beats. It didn't have any rights. There was no way of publishing. There was nothing. It was just like, okay, we can do it, great, but that's where it ends. So so I get this call, and so I'm like, yeah, what do you mean? And then he was like, nah, man, I got music equipment, I got some hip hop beats. I've been making some hip hop beats, saying if you wanted to get down. And I was like, me, man, I'm always down, and I say that to like right now. I'm like, I'm always down with whatever. So just come through. Like let me see what you got. So I remember that day, I was like, man, this cat.
Who the hell is he doing this for?
I was like, this cat ain't coming. And then I look out the window and I see this guy on his head, like this giant. Yeah, and like,
I'm all like, hey, how do I bring this in? What's going on?
oh man. So obviously he comes through, and he starts letting. I pull out all my lyrics. I've been writing forever. I got books and books upon books by this time. Of just, so like he showed me beats. I was like, okay, yeah. There's some more avant-garde, somewhere a little bit out there.
Yeah, so I was like I was doing trap before trap was trap, not trap, but like using like 808s and electronic and like playing instruments myself, like instead of sampling. Like everyone at the time, even when I was working with famous people, as you remember, like they were still like they want to hear like sampled drum beats, like from old school 70s, like boom boom da, ba, da, like a real drum set. They want to hear like people cutting from 70s records and 50s records and all this kind of 60s records and all this kind of stuff and DJing it up like and scratch stuff and put it. And when I first came on, like, well, today's music's not like that. Today's the way, like how actually our old Koga Monks. I want to play some more Koga Monks up on here. Actually, might as well. I mean, uh, we it was different for everybody. Even when I was working with those guys later, like even years later when I was sampling and stuff, they were like encouraging the sampling and stay away from that because that's not what hip hop is. And it's ironic how today that's all it is now. Like no matter even the old school, but we were ahead of our time anyways. So whatever. I'm not ashamed of that.
So I'm listening to the beats, and there was this one beat in particular that really fucking blew my mind. I've never heard nothing like this before. And like he said, he would play and compose like if they were like, you know what I mean? He would do that. So when I heard this, it was Blood and Shadows, and that's what we named it. And it was like
Oh yeah.
the most just
Why are you mad at me?
psychedelic, dark, gothic, hip hop, poetic, and street at the same time. It was good. It was just out of this world. And I was like, yeah, man, I can see it doing something like this. And that's how it started. That's really that.
Yeah, I mean, I just came to this guy here because to me he was like the best writer about rap that I've ever met in my life. I didn't know. I knew one other guy that was like a good freestyler, and he taught me that. But Chris taught me rapping, so of course I'm gonna hit up the guy that taught me how to rap. I'm gonna be like, yo, because I got beats. I'm like, yo, can you rap to these beats, homie? Let me. I'm bringing my whole equipment. I'm like, hey, listen to this. Can you rap to this? And then like I started rapping because like I was trying to learn from him anyways how to rap and I knew how to record because I recorded like rock songs and recorded electronic music. So I knew about beats, I knew about like rock like lyrics and stuff like that. I had a band and all that kind of stuff before, but rap was different. And that's why my beats were so weird too, because I'm coming from this like electronic rock background, trying to be innovative, like in the era of the '90s, like everyone else was being innovative. I don't know. So but it was cool because then once, like, he had like notebooks of like lyrics, and I got these like notebook of beats, so to say. Like I had this like keyboard full of beats, and he's got this notebook full of lyrics, and then literally that's what happened. And, yeah, we sat there, just came up with some names for ourselves, and he started showing me these lyrics, and I'm showing him these beats. I'm showing the beats. He showed me the lyrics, and we, before we knew it, like we got like 20 songs. I had to write off of him though. In the beginning, like that's exactly how it was for like the first, like I'd say like first 2 3 years. Like Chris already had like all the stuff written, just like I had all these beats made. And so I didn't have to make beats for a minute, and he didn't have to really write for a minute, but I had to write like to make those songs, to be like a part of them. It was a hard effort. It's cool, but I
Well,
enjoyed that process of learning, and doing all the mixing and mastering stuff. Man, I can't believe like sorry, this is so random because obviously. Um, I'm just going back to the past here, but you do remember that one time, like we had to like pay somebody so much to like learn like what we could like do ourselves.
uh,
Oh,
oh,
to me.
learn, man, and not to mention, like,
Yeah, that mixing.
for me, it was more than just it was a whole world. Sorry, it was a whole world of learning for me. Like it wasn't just the business side of things, not getting duped or so on and so forth. It was actually being on mic. Now, being on a mic is very different than having a tape recorder. You gotta factor in breathing. You gotta factor in the enunciation. You gotta factor in strength, the P's, the T's, the S's, the F. All that shit. Like all you have to take into consideration. And not only that, like, learning your sound. You know what I mean? Like learning how to play with your sound. Learning.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
so all this, like, he already had some know, was already doing stuff with his rock group. Um, and like I heard his stuff, and man, some good stuff. That kung fu. What is the fighter?
The crazy kung fu guy.
God damn song, man.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
so
Oh man, that fan is like a little louder than before, so a little hard.
so so
Oh, perfect, perfect.
so yeah, it was like he had to learn the actual like writing part. I had to learn the actual spitting part. You know what I mean? And I mean I could flow, with my friends or whatever. That's not a problem. But learning like, was something that I so for both of us it was a learning process. Like it, he opened the world of rock to me, and I opened the world of hip hop to him. And we've done from those days. We've done everything from reggae to hip hop to rock,
Yeah, yeah, that's
like
true.
that to oldies to blues. So the evolution just kept evolving, right? And like the learning kept being learned. And in my eyes, like I was always like, okay, I'm an MC and that's it. Like that's where it ends. And Amin would always like one, I think for two reasons. He would always encourage me to learn the music aspect of it and the editing aspect of it because he didn't want to edit by himself. And I don't blame him. It's one, you're doing it for somebody else, that's a double headache. So like he pushed me to learn, and slowly and surely, and I'm still learning, but slowly and surely, like now I'm on.
Well, I mean, let's face it. Everyone, the learning never stops, no matter like. I
That's
mean, music's endless to do whatever, and you have been publishing your own stuff for a hot minute on your own, making your own beats, doing your own samples, doing your own playing of instruments, everything, the whole package, writing, recording, mixing, mastering, editing, engineering, all everything. You play all hats now yourself for a long time, last long time, like many years now. So
Yeah, I mean, but that's what I'm saying. It always stems from that day, and like that's the beautiful thing of it, because it's like that day could have changed my life. If you didn't call me and that opportunity didn't come into fruition, like I could be.
hey man, likewise for me, like that day, I'm glad you said yes because like none of it would have happened. I don't think it would have happened. I was at that point like if this guy doesn't say yes, like I don't even know I would like I don't know if I'm crazy for asking even something like this. Like am I like just being in Mr. Fantasy mode or something? You know, like what is this like a dream like me, a rapper who's done rock and all this stuff? You know, it's kind of funny when you're young like that, you know, you're like
Especially in our time too. Like,
yeah, yeah, like it's so controversial. Like one guy will not like, and the other one will. I don't know, but because you said yes, it changed everything. It changed everything. It changed everything. Like everything happened after that point because of that yes. And so I guess it happened because I called and because you said yes. That's what it took. Like both of us were like we're yesing in our own way.
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Who would have known, man?
Like we didn't even plan on like wanting to do this. It wasn't. We didn't plan on doing it. And the ironic thing is that we like complement each other so well.
Yeah. So that's the thing too, because our influences were, Cypress Hill and so on and so forth. We were influenced by them as many as well as some Wu Tang, and I think both those worlds became the group that we became. The group we became was Koga Monks, and Koga Monks. We still do it. We still work with Koga Monks. We just made a song together, like not too long.
Yeah. You want to play the latest song? I'll play it.
I mean, if you have it set up, I can set it up, but
I got it. I can do the whole share screen thing.
plus, like, I got Magic's on, so it won't play.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Here,
so
here.
so so we wait before you play. Let me just explain a little bit. You know,
Sure. Sure.
we've uh we've worked with Koga Monks. Koga Monks has been our existence for
Oh yeah.
20.
25 years.
So like Koga Monks opened a lot of things for us as well. Like we got to work with Cypress Hill. We've got to work with many local and heads and even other heads from like other countries and stuff like that. So Kogamux has been a beautiful thing, and it'll never end. And I guess this is why we're doing what we're doing, because we're god Kogamux. This is just the way we've always been. Kogamux
Yep. The
will
Kogo monks.
one two. So
Yeah.
yeah, and
Thank
that
you, Reza.
that's the thing too, man. Like we all and we all went our own paths, like, but we still always come back to like Koga Monks, and we still always come back to making music. I mean, like we all gotta survive. Yeah, we all gotta make money.
Yeah,
So
we all gotta do our jobs and stuff.
yeah, so
Yeah, I feel you. I mean, like I never I always wish I could do music as a full-time job, but it's always been an awesome hobby. And I don't regret that for a second. Because also the jobs I have that I do, I love them most of the time, most of them that I've had. And especially the ones that I've been doing that's more like when I pick the ones I want to do. So I mean, I feel you because there's more than just also music. It's a big world out there, anyways. But I mean, you can make music and do many other things too. So, you know,
Yeah. So um, uh, oh,
what was that? What was that?
talking to me.
Yeah, what'd you say?
I was just saying that. Hold on, I got that. I got Kalashnikov Red. His name is No Puffalo. You can find him on our streaming sites, on all streaming sites. Uh, and you can
Yeah,
also the monks, which is us too.
yeah,
And
oh yeah,
and
true.
I will say that throughout the times, throughout all the years or whatever, like we've met a lot of MCs, a lot of homies that do or did what we do, and we're the lone desperados, man, because everybody else, kind of just did their thing, man, and now they can't really make music no matter how they want to try. Of
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna get some of these guys on here though,
course,
so
of course.
because
So
they're like living legends in their own right. They're talented, really talented people, that and they still have a love for it. It's just their life. They're so busy. When you're married, have kids, and got a careers you got to do and family. It's a lot going on.
yeah, man. But that's what we like to do. So this. I guess what is this? Are going to be our podcast then? Like,
Yeah, it's gonna be a podcast, man. Like it's just gonna be the rapper's corner, man. Like, and that's what we're gonna do. Like, we're gonna get all these heads up on here, all the heads, all our heads. We're gonna get all the heads out there too that we think we're awesome, that we can reach out to, independent and famous too, because we got connections everywhere, and everyone's out there nowadays with technology accessible. So this is a great time to do this. Of course, this is like our first one, and it's just me and Chris here, but we want to like talk to everybody is my goal and be ourselves. It's just cool. Like blaze up and have a little drink. You could also just drink some water. That's fine.
and
But
amaretto sour all fucking it's next time.
yeah, oh yeah, definitely. In the meantime, actually, while you're about to like that shit, how about we just play the Coco Monks thing, huh?
Do your thing, man.
All right, let's play the Coco Monk song, the last Coco Monk song. Can you see it coming in full screen?
Uh-huh.
Rage, rage against the dying of the light.
Audio.
The wise men at their end know dark is
Is it
right,
playing audio? I don't hear anything.
because their words had forked no lightning. They do not go gentle into that good night.
Heartless to some,
I don't
vicious
hear
to
it.
many,
Do you?
kind to plenty, heartfelt and heavy. I rock and I keep it steady till you box and flip the levy. Still seems like none of y'all ready. What a shame to blame others for your pain when you're the only one controlling your fame. Get played, get slain. If you only knew how to play the game, maybe you could maintain. I'm just saying, we have only so many days and nights, so many battles and so many fights. Too many choices and opinions of who's wrong and right. We got one life to live, so live life to give. Giving is receiving, knowing is believing, passion is feeling. There is no purpose without any reason. So many days, so many nights, so many days and nights. So many days, so
Our
many
boy,
nights. Live a life right. So many days, so many nights, so many days and nights.
it cut off.
Right.
Every morning and every night. Some are born to sweet delight. Some are born to sweet delight. Some are born to endless nights.
Every morning and every night, someone born to sweet delight. Someone born to sweet delight, and someone born to end this night. There's no way of knowing which way the wind blowing, and what it be throwing at life that it's daunting. Waking and sweating and strength to maintain in the game every pain in this life that we facing between good and the bad. Am I a bad man cause I do bad to the good, to the good? Am I a good man cause I do good to the bad, to just a few, just a so few. What does that make me? What does that make you? Share the same demon, stay being fatal. Fighting my hardest against the mistake, yo, and in the box, and that's how it ends, folks.
So many days, so many nights, so many days and nights. So many days, so many nights, gotta live a life right. So many days, so many nights, so many days and nights. So many days, so many nights, we just trying to live a life right. Right. We were put on this earth to create, the why wait? They say patience is a virtue, but don't be too late. It's all about balance if you want to be great, and that's the challenge. So stop playing with fate. Take control of your destiny. Can't judge or try to relate while you're trying to escape. Trading passions for laughing, it's all a distraction. Keep your mind sharp, cause these suckers all talk, no action. It's always a give and take, no matter your choice.
Okay, so that was the first one was Sir Polat, then it was me, and then the last is Resonator. And Resonator is one of the cats that we're gonna have up in here, but Koga Monks is just me and him, like me and Sir Pro. So like Resonator was a feature.
Regret your mistakes, better to silence.
You good? I can't hear you now.
Oh shit! Now can you hear me?
You know, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I couldn't even hear the beat.
I heard
Sorry.
the whole song. But
Oh,
yeah,
okay. Sorry, the people out there. It's the first episode. I'm still learning how to use the live stream
it's all
software.
good.
Last time we were testing it, I could hear everything. I don't know why this time I couldn't hear it.
I don't know, but I heard the whole thing. So you know,
Uh, oh, that's cool.
I don't know if they heard it, but I heard it. So
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, man, no, that's what we do. You know, we make music. We want to politic with our peoples, and you know, if you guys are MCs, and you know, like make your stuff local, make it known, make it heard, and if we hear about you, you know, like we'll definitely put you on. Like it doesn't matter if it's local here, or local in Delaware, or local in California, or wherever. Like in Afghanistan or Azerbaijan or Ecuador, like it doesn't matter where, as long as you're down, you want to talk about, you know, I would love to hear the history of hip hop in Azerbaijan or Ecuador. You know what I mean? I think it'd be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, you're you're a man of the world and history.
Yeah, yeah. No, I am Mister. See, we like to philosophize because I'm more on the side of like not on the side, but I come from the perspective of like materialistic, realistic history. You know what I mean? Like and but there's also I acknowledge that there's another reality that is not known throughout the world. That reality is like ancient reality and healing and potions and magic and all that kind of stuff. So like you know, we that's more on his side, you know. So when we have these ideas and philosophies, we go on for hours. Like we talk about anything and everything literally for hours. So be prepared for some cool philosophical questions, ethical questions. You know, I'll put up the question like, if was Hitler considered bad if the man if like society created the man, basically was Hitler bad or was Hitler the incantation of a society that needed Hitler? So who was bad? Was it Hitler or was it the society that created Hitler? Why do we blame one person when all of Germany, well, not all of Germany, but a good percent of Germany voted him in? And you know, so questions like that, like philosophical questions, what's good, what's bad. So this is like my latest song that he's putting up. It's, you know, I sample, but it's a very, this isn't political, but this is still like now, like I do political, I do killer shit, I do weed shit, I do porn shit, I do, some like psychological, good feeling type music that when you feel low, you should listen. This is one of those. A boy I once knew. This is with my boy Khalil. He's one of my other MCs that like I grew up with, and he's just an old school cat.
All right. Once again, for whatever reason, I'm not like before we went live, I was able to hear it, but once we were recording, I can't hear it. But I trust you said you heard it last time, so you will probably hear it this time, and maybe everybody else. We'll figure it out. I mean, if it's not, I can always edit it in afterwards, post production.
Yeah,
So not a problem. But let's just go with the flow and let me pack this bowl and smoke it, yo. All right, you ready? I'm gonna hit play here. If it plays, just give me a thumbs up because I'll see you in the video.
you hear it?
To the boy once knew, yo, you gotta see it through. But it's not gonna get easier, it's harder, it's true. People will get meaner, people will confront you. Girls
I
gonna
hear
scheme a
you.
game that will crush through your heart, but don't lose it. That heart that's elusive, sensitive and true, kid. Many will abuse it. If my future's so fucked, then why do I want it? Why you still here? Why haven't you gone yet? There's gotta be some shit that you still love. Life can't be all fucked up. You still me, and I'm still you. And that little motherfucker in the streets with his damn crew, falling in love with them girls like it's brand new. You always an OG and they all knew, so don't lose that. You can always come back, and that be the facts, cause we homies like that.
I seen the boy I once knew. 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 I seen the boy I once knew.
What was that?
Flash water on my face.
What was it?
Flash water on my face.
Okay.
Question in my
Because the rest is all sample. So
Okay, yeah, the music part. Okay, which is
So
cool though.
yeah,
But yeah.
so that's a little bit of what I got.
Yeah, you guys go listen to hear the rest of that music part because it's tight for reals.
So
So, I know the song by heart already. Yeah.
we've been doing this for a while, and it's awesome. It's awesome. Like
Mhm.
you know, I was fortunate. We're both fortunate enough to go to Ecuador. Um, both over there on to South America with me, and he experienced that whole world over there too. And it's interesting because when he wasn't there, like I have a cousin out there, and I like flowed over there, like on stage at this like festival with like I don't know, hundreds and hundreds of peoples, and it was cool because I was flowing in English and Spanish, and people were looking at me. They were like, because like
That was like the first time like you went there before without me. Like I came
that was
later.
that was without you. That was like when I was
Yeah.
16, and like it was cool, man. And like I saw hip hop over there as well. People were breakdancing. It was graffiti everywhere. It was like although it was like the late 90s, like they were like the late 80s. So like you had like people still listening to like Cypress Hill or like Beastie Boys and stuff like that. So like it was cool. While like over here at the time it was like Ja Rule, and so you know what I mean. So like yeah, at the end of the day, I love hip hop. Hip hop is my thing. It's saved my life many times over. So uh, the state of hip hop today, I refuse to call it hip hop. It's something else. I'm not gonna say it's bad. I'm not gonna badmouth people that are out there today, but let's not call it hip hop because it's not hip hop. You know what I mean? Like hip hop is a different thing, and there are there's some shit out there that I do like today. Like I'm not gonna sit here and be like everything sucks. No, there's some stuff out there that I do like, but I don't. I just can't hip hop. Hip hop is like sacred. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like this other stuff is very about money, which is
I
fine.
mean,
But
yeah, I mean, there's always gonna be pop within every genre, I think, and no matter what genre it is. you gotta think about it, right? Even if it was like some kind of 50s rock band, there was the poppy ones versus not, or the 70s rock bands. There's some kind of like, soul. There's at least someone soul. Or, you know what I'm talking about? Like any kind of genre you can think of.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get it. I get it, but it's still like you think about like how
Excuse me, excuse me, excuse me.
you,
Yeah, it's beer.
you think about how different it's not just the pop of genre of that, it's how different the level of thought psychology. Like if you take for example when we grew up, right? When we listen to like whatever we listen to and it samples somebody else, we're like, oh shit, who's this? I've heard this before, let me look it up, let me find out, right? And then you give respect to them finding that whole thing, creating a whole new song from it, even going back to the old school groups they sample. You're like, okay, now I know about James Brown, or now I
Yeah, I mean, it keeps music alive when people are doing hip hop keeps music alive more than any other genre.
yeah, you're right, it does. And that the mentality's changed because like today
Yeah,
they don't care about that stuff no more. That's where I'm like, well, it's not just the genre's pop, it's the mentality has shifted completely
yeah.
into.
Pop has never cared about keeping music alive, though. No matter what genre pop comes from. Psh.
No, that's true, that's true.
But pop, yeah, that's what pop does. It makes it even harder for. That's what it does. That's what it does. It's like actually, if it was up to pop, like nothing would be. There wouldn't be a genre other than pop. I don't know if that's. I mean, this is my like. I'm just reaching out there, but I think. I mean, does that kind of make sense? Like the way it works. Like wouldn't if it was up to pop, it would just only be pop, nothing else.
Yeah, that's why like it to me it is pop, it's not hip hop. I mean, but even hip hop we can say, well, there's I said a hip hop, the hip it to the hip it, that was pretty pop. Well, pop at the time when that song came out in 1970s, that wasn't pop. Pop was,
Yeah, that was different.
yeah, pop was that sample is like do do.
Yeah,
That's that sample that was pop.
yeah,
Hip hop wasn't heard on the radio. Hip hop wasn't, nothing.
yeah. Well, what makes hip hop already like not about pop is it uses music in general. Like, and its goal was to use like popular music that sounded fun in its own unique way. If anything, I think, in my opinion, which makes it so appealing, is that like it's not about being like a Britney Spears. It's about that like making like a something cool out of that dope jam.
Yeah, oh, yeah. I mean, and it goes from anything. I mean, go from Britney Spears to I don't know, some country Reba McEntire to fucking James Brown. It could go. It spans throughout, and you can get samples from out throughout the world, and that's the beauty of it. That's what I like to do. I like to get samples from like Afghanistan for Pashtun music that nobody's heard of. You know what I mean? And like use that shit.
Yeah, think about a rock band, 4 or 5 people, like a drummer, a singer, a guitar player, a bass player, something like this. Bam, and that's what they do. That's what they do. Maybe something they have a keyboard player or something like this. I mean, and then other bands like this, and other bands like that for this genre or that genre. Hip hop, just 2 turntables and a microphone, and homies be like taking from like all this music everybody else has made and like keeping it alive, like chopping it up, putting it in ways, scratching, making loops and stuff, like using it all over the world, different genres of stuff. Like hip hop is the most diverse style of music. It's the most like shit. Excuse my language, but it's not really. Like, I mean, like, no, seriously, shit. Like, think about it. Like, wrap your mind around this. Like, is there such thing as like freestyle rock? Like I've never heard that ever in my life. No one's like just like doing rock songs freestyling. You know what I'm saying? Like rap has freestyles and DJs and beat making and like doing all this stuff, like using everything. Like it's kind of like the most like biggest museum of music ever
And
What- in history.
Yeah.
In the last 20 years.
No, I mean even back I mean
30 years, 40 years. I don't know now. 40 years probably, right?
back to Beethoven. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, it goes back to back then. Like they were doing that back then.
Like so what I'm saying is that it's a beautiful thing. Like I said earlier, it saved my life, so that's why I dedicate my life to it. Hip hop is good, and my whole thing was, and we've had like opportunities where we could have gotten signed, but at the end of the day, man, like I feel like the music that we just create because we want to create with no rush, no nothing, and it's ours. I think that's the best. Like, I would rather have that than $1 million that's not mine that I'm gonna be in debt for. That no, you know what I mean? Like I'm cool. I'm cool, and I mean it could have been a different world, but I'm still doing what I want to do, and fucking to me that's the best. That's why it was never for money. Only if I make money, which I do, through streaming, it is a bonus. Like it's always been here and here. Like that's it for me. But I'm not averse to making money off of it either. So yeah,
Yeah, we never were trying to do it for the money our whole life, like before. Like, I mean, we were just inspired to do this stuff and be awesome. Like, if that happened, like, great, like we just like did what we did. We even like became friends with our like peers, our mentors, whatever you want to call it. I mean, it was both for me because of what we did. Like I was able to go meet the people that inspire me to do this and then work with them. So, and we both did. I mean, we did like sex, drugs, rock and roll with Sendog and
no, just chilling with them, like,
MLMans. Yeah, hanging out with them and
just watching a basketball game, blazing some doobies, like with him, like that was cool as shit. Like
yeah, fun times, good times. A lot of fun times I had with Cypress Hill and I. Yeah, too bad we missed the last one. Man, I haven't seen them in a couple of years. Like, I've been like all like COVID shy, so whatever. But now maybe it's not. Well, I don't know if it's still bad. I don't know. Like, I don't know, man.
nobody knows, man. Everybody's like, hey,
I guess I'm still gonna hit some of this shit and get more paranoid and like stay inside.
like he grabbed the hair.
Yeah, like I mean I just call him. So it was like, hey, like you're in town. Like, what's up? That's like I'm here in spirit. All right, peace. I'm smoking one for you. I'm out of here. Like, thanks, homie.
Like
Okay.
seeing though, like you can't. I mean,
I mean, come on. You want me? I'm like, come on. I'm like 40 years old, 41 years old. You want to come drive out there? Like, I don't even have a car, nigga. I got a bowl in my hand. I
you're
mean,
gonna.
I can watch you from here. What?
I
Let
say
me watch you.
you're gonna pay for my Uber.
Yeah, you're gonna pay my Uber. No, hey, like if you give me some Uber money, I'll bring an onion. Yeah, drive me out there. I'll come. This bowl will be packed when I get there for you.
I got you. I got you, son.
Shit. All right. Well, let's see. We've been going on 53 minutes. That's cool. We're probably, let's make things about an hour long. So let's say we got like, a few more minutes here before we wrap it up. We do roughly an hour long sessions, maybe even go a little over. I don't mind if it's interesting enough. But of course, people got to eat, pee, and shit and fook and make music and stuff. um, what you working on there right now?
Nothing in particular. Just I sounding things out. Um, hold on. You know, Yeah, no, just like this is what we do though. We make music, just play around with the stuff that we got, and then do our thing. And like, yeah, I right before you called, like I was working on this, so it's like been on my mind, but it's all good. But yeah, no, man, I'm excited about this podcast. I'm excited to talk to our homies about hip hop and like all that because they are also heads. You know what I mean? Like they'll get down with some like some good conversations, good facts and stuff like that. Um, our goal, like I said, is to get more people like into hip hop, get down and talk about it, man. Like so hoping to see all you guys, whoever wants to get up on here and talk about some hip hop. You know what I mean? So just working on some shit right there. But yeah. So I guess until next time, man. Like we can do. Well, do this. What are we doing this? How many times are we doing this?
I mean, if it's up to me, like once a week.
Okay, so it's gonna be a weekly thing.
Yeah, I want like after we get off of this, like the next thing I do tomorrow morning is this like tonight. I call it early nights. I know it's only like 9:30, but by the time tonight's over, I'm not gonna reach out to anybody tonight. But tomorrow morning, I want to hit somebody up to see if they can come on for next week.
Yeah, I'll bring it up to the boys.
Yeah, a bunch of people. Yeah, I mean, we just will reach out, and then people be like, yeah, and then see if it works for them.
Yeah, cool.
It's also it depends on like what your schedule is like too, because I mean, I know you're in a transition with stuff, but
Yeah, but
and so am I.
there's always time to
Like
do.
Sundays,
Sundays I'm always open. We can
let's
do it.
let's try to do it every Sundays. Yeah, it'd be the best. But definitely like want to do it like every Sunday if we can. Um, you never know. You
Yeah,
never. You
and I
never.
think it'll be easier for like the other people to do on Sundays as well.
I'll be honest with you, man. Like even if we don't get people, like I just want to shoot the shit with you, like every Sunday. Anyways, regardless, but
Cool. That's no problem.
we got like so much music and so much stuff that like to talk about. Like how like we talk to each other. Like imagine if everybody was like on like our insider conversations. That'd be like,
And like I said, we get down on some conversations, boy, man. Like,
yeah, we don't even need guests. But yeah, let's get them. Let's help everybody like be chilling with us, like as chill as we chill with each other, and
yeah.
spread the hip hop love.
So Sundays.
Sundays 420. That's funny. Damn, that sounds dope.
Okay, okay. See, this is how we do. We do what we do. Yeah, all right. Let's real quick. I mean, we can go over it just a little bit, but let me ask you something. Let's get into the music for a little bit.
Yeah, what's up with that?
To the audience or whatever, right? Like, what I like to use is Magic. Magic's is my go-to program to make music. Um, I think it's for me the most.
Oh yeah, like we should be talking about to help people who want to make music, like how to do stuff.
Yeah. So as a beginner, because like I've been making music now, but I'm still a beginner, right? My boy over here. Um, as a beginner, I find that Magix is the most easiest to work with the interface. I've worked on other stuff like Fruity Loops, Reason,
Oh yeah.
Studio One, and they're all basically the same thing. I mean, they're all like set it up how you do what you do. But I guess I'm just more accustomed to Magic. I also use Soundtrap. Soundtrap is pretty cool too. Um, but that's it. So let me ask you, what do you use?
Me?
Yeah.
All right. I use Well, like you said, I've been doing this for a long time, long ass time. I like to use magic also. A lot. I use magics. I'm trying to like pull up a picture of it. Let me see if I can share it real quick. Um, so let's see here.
See, that's what it needs. It needs like a little like it needs that like cypress that like a horse. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. You see that? Does that look like magics to you?
Yes, it does.
All right. So like we both use this,
Yeah,
but I in the past I used to use. Well, I did a couple songs like with Fruity Loops back in the day. I understand it. I've taught people who had it how to use it. I used Reason back in the day too for stuff. I've used basically any kind of DAW you can think of. I've used we've had Pro Tools, we've had yeah Fruity Loops, we've had Reason, we've had Adobe. I mean Adobe Edition or whatever you want to call it. Cool Edit Pro to Adobe Edition. We've had all the way to the other ones. I don't know. You can just keep going. I mean, the list, like even that live one, Appleton. We've had right, both of
Apple.
us. Yeah, Appleton. I mean, we have all this stuff. Studio One, is what I like to use a lot too. Other than on my Macintosh, we even got stuff online that
Yeah,
we use, like the Soundtrap. I mean, it's endless at this time. And you get samples anywhere like Splice and all these guys got them all too. Their own thing, even Lander and stuff. We're using that kind of stuff. I mean, while we used to self master stuff, we still do master in our own way. Like, but we call that now more pre masters and then send it to the master. Which software. Yeah. So music's come a long way. Like VSTs, like that's crazy. Anyone who wants to make music and like you don't have to go out and buy this hardware. Like I would move this camera, but Chris could tell you. I mean, I got music equipment.
God, I mean, all that. No, yeah. That's why I'm lucky because even prior to him having all this stuff, I mean, he's always had it. But like prior to him acquiring most of this new stuff or newer stuff, like we had because through him, I was able to work at a professional music studio, well, radio station with a music studio in it. And this is time, well, not work, but actually like make like up like a little thing with my boy over here because at the time this was when like streaming wasn't a thing. It was just like radios. Remember that like the internet had radios like iRadio and all.
Yeah, we were the first ones with the
Yeah, so like
on the eye.
yeah, so we were like
We got like actually Apple told us like we like our company after a while, even though we did it first, was like we got the money like and we want to like do this, so you guys stop using that.
yeah, because we had on the eye and this is pre-Apple.
And they build the technology to do that stuff too, which is funny.
Yeah, so we that's this is I've been lucky because I've been able to actually work with like you know what I mean? And like
Yeah.
even the stuff that he's got now, like up, up,
Sorry.
it's equal. You know what I mean? Like so I've always been blessed to have like this like equipment.
Got a little fly. I got a little fly coming here. You can't see that probably.
I can't see it or hear it.
Oh, this little moth was flying around here trying to fly into my face. But yeah, we've like used professional equipment like and worked in the professional studios and recorded this way. And we have our own. We're like the first people to have home studios too, like before home studio was even a thing. So I mean, I'm not trying to like brag or boast, but like the fact that matters, like we've been doing it for so long. People like look at us and think like we're like half our age or something or whatever. They don't know. I'm like, okay, it's the good weed we smoke, but you know. Yeah, yeah. All right, what you got some good genes or something, whatever. But no, honestly, like a lot of people like don't realize how much like work we've been putting in for such a long time to the point where all the stuff that you hear out there, like we can do all this kind of stuff, and so I'm curious at this point with everybody else what they're doing, just to give them a chance. That's what I think me and Chris want to do is talk to people and see like where are you. And in this day and age, it's gonna be so different and interesting to hear other people. I mean, nothing. I don't think anything that anybody's gonna tell is gonna surprise us about anything at this point. And like. So, and if anything, I think if they ever ask us even for some advice, we might have some like good advice to give them. Like,
Hey man,
yeah,
experience, man. We definitely have experience. We're OGs, man. You know, it is what it is.
yeah, you know what I mean?
like, like, you know, that's why. Yeah, we want to hear. We want to hear where they're at and how they do their thing. And
It's
we're
like
not.
our duty to keep hip hop alive and strong.
Yeah, man. Especially nowadays that it's waning. You know, it's not as what it used to be, but that's why, you know, for me, for instance, like I try to go to a lot of these old school heads like shows. Like recently I went to Big Daddy Kane show, and
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome.
Daddy Kane motherfucker's like 60 years old, like breakdancing like he was 20 years old.
Yeah,
like like I look at him and I'm like, there's no way that I'm gonna stop making music at my age. Like I'm gonna make music to the day I die. You know what I mean? And then like watching like even like Slick Rick, Rock him, like seeing all these heads that it brings me back to those days, and it gets reinvigorated and come back and do my shit when it comes to the music. So like
yeah, because you used to listen to that, now you're chilling, seeing that person like you're just right there with them.
yeah, man. So like it's interesting. Like it seemed like
The
the
energy is good.
yeah, and seeing how things have changed. You know what I mean? Like because we're from the '80s, so like we got one foot in the other fucking century and one foot in this century, and it's like we were the transition. You know what I mean? So like I said, we were picking up with tapes and vinyls and
Yeah, that's true.
far from 8 tracks. You know what I mean? So like how the world become. Look, I got my cousin over here from New York. Right? He's home and he just and he shit. I'm like, that's cool, you don't find that many 18-year-olds digging the old school shit. And I came here, or he came here, and
Talking about, talking about Jonathan.
yeah, talking about Jonathan, and I helped him make beats. And like how easy is it now access to that? Like in our time, like shit, especially for me, like I was like, I'm never making beats. You know what I mean? Like I'm never learning that shit. But man,
Yeah, you say that, but like, look at you now.
that's what I'm saying. I'm so glad I did, man, because
Yeah, you're doing it all the time. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, man.
You make cool beats. Like Chris is the best at finding samples. Mr. Kalashnikov Ray over here. He gets like he finds the best samples, whether it's like music ones or like from like movies like Words and stuff. I don't know. Like I don't know where you find this stuff. Like were you just like born like the Terminator with this kind of knowledge like for, for this?
Little like thing vision with a no,
Yeah.
no. What I do make is what is the beat make me think of, and what if that's not the case? What do the words make me think of? And once I get that, I'm like, all right. I will type up the most obscure type shit. I'll be like 1930s interview, psychological interviews, like with random people, and you get like all just a plethora of things. You know what I mean? And so that's when it comes to music. I think that in essence, because I listen to so much music, I have a library in my head of just ain't no lie here. I'm not exaggerating. He's my witness because he's involved with this. This guy will call me up. No joke. He'll call me up and be like, "Yo, what's the name of this song?" And he'll da, 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 da.
Yeah, it's true.
And I'm like, "Give me 5 minutes. Come back." I'm like, "This song." You're like, "How the fuck?" I'm like, like
Yeah, that's
I
good.
have
You know, actually, it's funny. I've always known him. Like, so we got like different bone structures. Everybody from everywhere. Look at his hands. He's all like a gorilla. Look. So like when he goes to the turntable, he can like scratches like best like scratcher. He's like, like I'm like, how do you like do that? Those.
great.
I can't go there anymore. He's all like, yeah, it's like, he's like,
My mom it's funny like I was when I was like 6 or something, and this is my mom. And 6 years later, after I was born, she was like, "What's the matter with your wrists? Do they hurt?" Like, no, this has always been like this. Like,
You're just like, I'm a gorilla. What are you talking
I was
about?
born this way. You're my mom. Like, what do you
No,
like? And
no,
she,
it's just like relax. That's all it is. It's like you're so like
yeah,
I bought those locos.
but now going back to the whole thing, man, because I got a whole musical library, like, and the beauty of this, I come from South America, so like the first music I heard was South American, and then because of that, I guess an appreciation for world music in
Yeah,
general. I mean, so like
yeah.
definitely,
Yeah, your taste, your flavor of music, your like ability to find samples is like awesome because also as a writer too, because you can do the Spanish and English together, which has always been my favorite. Like,
but
man,
don't sell yourself short. Don't sell yourself short because this guy right here flowed in Spanish.
well, you wrote it, but yeah, and you're a good writer. That's still your work. So like,
Wrote it.
yeah.
So that's
Yeah, I'm saying like yeah, he's the OG. Like this guy is the master of Spanish and English put together, in my opinion.
well. Thank you for that. I mean, I don't. No, I do believe it. I am.
No, you're awesome. Like no one, how can anyone like do any better than you do? You do best. Like you machete those guys or whatever.
Those guys. You're like, "Doctor Vete."
no, no, what's this? No, like the one like Danny Trejo.
Oh, Danny Trejo. Okay, with the machete. Okay.
Yeah, that's easy. Like take them all out. I say.
No, it's like give him what he wants. See,
Yeah.
guy right here, I give him mad because he's watched every Latin gangster movie out there, like Blood In Blood Out, American, like Colors, like all, like and like there's these things, that like what
Okay, I'm coming out. Okay, you ready now? I'm gonna I'm gonna come out. My gun's loaded. Remember that one? Al Pacino, that one.
yeah,
Carlitos way.
no, who's the broad? You're the broad.
Who's it, bro? Oh, that's the terrible American Me. Oh no, that's so bad. Poor guy. He's like, oh yeah,
That's
like, oh shit, no. Like the Italian mob is like, oh, my son. He's all like swimming in his pool. The dad.
yeah, no. See, he knows what's up, but like got down.
Oh yeah, I know all the movies. Don't. That's no lie.
We got them sampling. Like if you listen to some Coke Monks. You can hear some other gangster movies. So we know our stuff. Man. Listen to Koga Monks, no joke. I mean, granted, we were young and it was a learning process. So
Yeah, we made like professional music though at like 17 years old though.
yes, we did. Yes, we did. Uh, beautiful thing that
You needed a record deal to do what we did, and we did it independently ourselves. Like, not because we're not even because we were rich kids. It was just because we were just like
and
like
idol vitality.
like
No, this is
yeah.
the
I don't know. It's just, I don't know.
tell them how we did it, how we did it, like our first album.
Oh, like in like one weekend, like on like the cheapest thing ever, like just in 24 hours, like 2, 3, like the whole weekend, like
We did
nonstop.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, nonstop. By Sunday, I was on the ground, melted. I was like,
Yeah,
when it's over, you're like, just a little bit more. Like it was like forever. It was such
yeah,
torture.
yeah. We pull off like some people say like a 50 cent before 50 Cent pulled off the 50 cent thing. Well, that's cool. Like we did that. We actually that's a real thing. So I believe that 50 Cent did that because I know we did that. And we did that. Like we just like did 22 songs and like whole weekend, Friday night, Saturday, Sunday morning, like Friday night to Sunday morning. And man, 22 songs. Like the crazy thing is that we went back later into a real studio, like just a year later, ended up recording that shit, re-recording everything like from scratch, like with like high quality microphone and like good inputs for the music and everything, you know. I guess before we were plugging into the computer, remember like even the keyboards and the music sounds like like someone's like the first time trying to record on SoundCloud or something. I don't know, you know, but we did 22 of them. But then we had enough songs that we had that, and then we made more while we were going. Next thing you know it, I mean, me and him, and like I would say, like during the studio time, we made like over 50 songs
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Well,
Um,
we've been
just Kogo Monks, not including a couple other things with other people too, like Asylum or whatever this was, and those other kind of beats with other equipment that we would bring and sneak in when we're not doing the other stuff. We just playing around, having fun.
Did you
Wow.
get a notification by any chance?
From where? My phone?
Yeah,
Let me see. No? Why?
because John just notified me, and I don't know if you want him on this thing. I don't know if you can add him.
Yeah, we can give him the link and bring him in.
I'd have to get. I'd have to give me a second. Let me answer him. Let me see if he wants to get on. Yeah, no. Hello, yo, yo. Yo, you're like frozen, man. Yo, yo.
Yeah, that's weird. There you are.
Okay. All right. What happened there? You were
I,
like,
th- I didn't do anything.
oh, no. Let's keep doing our thing. It'd be too weird to have him get up on here. Let's just keep doing.
He doesn't know what's going on.
He never knows what's going on.
Hey, John, I hope when you see this, we mean that when we say that. We love you when we say that. Like, bro, you never know what's going on. That's a no, that's not. I'm just kidding. He reads the room good. He's very.
Me and him have this little thing that we do where
Yeah, I mean, he knows what's going on.
we
He's
kind
he,
of insult each other.
Yeah,
Um,
no, it's not. Yeah, I wasn't insulting. It's just being playful. Just yeah,
oh,
you know how like he does it voluntarily. Like he's not oblivious. He's doing it on purpose. So that's how smart he is. He's there. He's like, go ahead and throw objects on me at Christmas time. Like hit the target. What does this mean? I like play games. He's fun.
yeah,
He's
he's a
fun.
good John.
Yeah.
John always a good guy. He's the guy that I'm telling you that, like, I would like think that he's in the caliber of like Bone Thugs and stuff like that. So it's gonna be awesome having him up on here. Like, look at this guy. Like, I think he's frozen again. Yeah, he keeps freezing up on me. This guy. I don't know. Maybe it's too much. I think, yeah, you keep freezing on me. You're frozen again. Oh, get out of here. Yo. Yo, yo, yo. Yo. Yo, yo, yo. What's going on? Oh,
I don't know. Do you see me?
I can see you now, yeah.
Do you see you?
I see myself.
Now, do you see us?
Yeah, there you go. Nah,
Shit. All right, you had to do something when you like play some music and then get John on here. So,
I mean, do you want me to? Or not?
yeah, I can play some music in the meantime.
All right, play some music. I'll get John. Give me a second.
And then you can ask him, or we could cut it off. How about like next time actually? Because like maybe it's like about 100. Oh yeah, it's one. This is perfect timing. It's been an hour and 20 minutes. That should be our.
Well, you froze again. There you go. That's our show. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad you came through. I'm glad you saw what we do. And if you're interested, get down and, hit us up. And, we can get down and do what we do with you. So, yeah, I guess signing out for the 2022. I don't know. I heard something. Are you on? I heard a grunt. Like, I heard something. I guess he's frozen again. I don't know what's going on here. But I'm leaving. All right? I'm out. Peace.